So let me answer you very clearly. For learning Selenium, it takes around 3 to 4 weeks max. Max.
Okay.
But if you want to learn it professionally, to build
Mm.
framework from yourself, to read the code line by line, it will
Mm.
take around 6 to 8 weeks. But
Okay.
it will take time. Okay, the next question is, do I need to know programming? Okay, if you look at our site, the course we have make for our Selenium with Java training, the first part, if you see this basic storage after operator loops, Java object oriented, these all are basics of Java, and it is more than enough.
Okay.
You don't want to go too deep to learn Selenium. Selenium is a very old tool, so you need the Java basics of Java, not too deep.
So these topics will be enough for me to work with
Yeah,
Selenium,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Mm.
These topics are more than enough. And
Okay.
even I said before that I will be with you even after training. If you stuck
Okay.
somewhere, because I know I have done projects. The main thing is inheritance, the reusability of the function, how to reuse that function, okay, again
Mm.
and again. Okay, so these are the most thing that you have to do. And if you do it one, two, three times, or maybe 5 times, you will definitely learn it in the good way. So don't worry about that you have to dive too deep into the Java, that you have to know what is this. I will tell you those things that are necessary. I will not tell you the unnecessary things.
Okay.
Otherwise, you will get confused. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the thing that do I know need to know programming? Yeah, you need to know programming, but the basics of programming, not too deep.
Mm.
Yeah, but if you have the knowledge, then it's have a plus point for you. Okay.
Okay.
Now the next
Mm.
question is, should I learn? This is the most asked question in the today's world. Should I learn Selenium with Java or Selenium with Python? So in my
Mm.
opinion, if you are old, your company, you're working with the big companies, they have the old projects, and all the old projects are in Selenium with Java only. Okay. The new
Okay.
projects, right now I'm saying that the new projects, you can say 4 out of 10 times it will be go to Selenium with Python. But yeah, most of the projects which are old are in Selenium with Java only, and they don't
Java.
want to, yeah, they don't want to
Mm.
switch in another language.
Okay.
Okay, so how do I learn Selenium? What are the components to be learned? The thing is like TestNG, Maven, Docker, and you will learn Selenium, but it will take time. Like if you plant the tree today and you want the fruit same day, that cannot be done. It's the same thing. It's a simple thing and the same thing. You are starting today and you want that you are a professional in 1 week, that cannot be done. Okay, it takes time.
Mm.
It definitely it takes time, but it depends on you and your hard work. Definitely I will be there,
Mm.
but you
Okay.
your hard work pays you. It doesn't pays me. Your hard work pays you. Okay.
Okay.
The next question, do you teach any real-time projects? Yes, we will teach framework. Okay, we will pick one of the frameworks and study, and we will make the project. Basically, a framework is a project, or you can say project is a framework.
Mm.
Okay, so
Okay.
yes, we will study one of the frameworks in the coming classes. But when you are comfortable with, you can say Selenium, you're comfortable with the basics of Java, then we definitely go with the frame. Okay,
Same.
and
Mm.
yeah, and the basics on the first week, I will definitely, because I want to look into your that what type of level you have, so that I can pick you up from that level. Okay, so I am starting with the basics of Java. Now, I have asked you one question at the starting. What is object in Java?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
So, can you
maybe
answer?
class
Mhm.
is maybe class will define the properties or how an object will be. Is it so? An object
Objects in the simple language is
object can be
like
created like instance of class.
object is the thing which can be, right now I'm not going the technical term. And just
Mm.
remember that object can use the functions of the class.
Ah, okay.
Whatever the functions are there, I just make the object of the class, and that function can be used by that object. Okay.
Okay.
Now, how do you make function in how do you make object in Java? Can you tell me?
Okay.
Hmm.
Using the class name, we'll give an object name and then You create it.
Suppose if I want you, suppose there is a class. Now, if I say, this is a class, public class, must fight. So how will
Okay.
you make the object of this class?
My first file, then the object name,
Hmm.
um, and an equal to and a new my first file. Is it so? Is it the syntax? I don't remember exactly.
Okay. So you don't remember, but you are little bit, you can say, mm, little bit near to that thing that what is an object. Now, right now, I
But
don't want to go for the syntax. Right now, I don't want to go for the syntax. You say,
mentioning the class name, we will create one object with giving the
yeah,
object a
if I,
name.
I say my first file
Hmm.
and say name it as mf equal to new,
Hmm.
can say my first file. This is how you create a object. Now,
Hmm.
this is a thing which I'm going to tell you is you can say I will be telling you after 2 or 3 classes, but I'm going to tell you right now because I want to remember this thing because you have learned Java.
Hmm.
You have to now. This is how you create a object. Now, what is object in this line?
MF is the object.
That's the biggest mistake everybody do. MF is not object.
Okay.
MF is a reference to the object. I will explain you what is that.
Okay.
When I create a object, it takes some memory space in my memory. Now suppose this is object. When I take say new, this is an object. Okay, my first file is an object.
Okay.
This is an object. And MF. Now when I create an object, this my first file, it is lying in the memory, but I don't know whether that memory location. Suppose this is a memory, and
Mm.
when I create my first file, this is an object, and it is being lying in the memory. But where there is lying, I don't know. How to access this, I don't know. How can I access this? I'll just make a reference that is MF, and MF is pointing towards that object. Suppose in which city you are right now?
Right now I'm in Hosur,
Okay, you are out. Which state, or I can say which state?
Tamil Nadu.
Yeah. Suppose Tamil Nadu is 10 kilometers away from you.
Mm.
Suppose 10, Tamil Nadu is 10 kilometers away from you, and you see the milestone. Okay, you have seen the milestone that it says TL Tamil Nadu is, I can say, 10 kilometers. So that milestone is not a Tamil Nadu. The similar way, MF is not a object. It's a reference to the object. That object is lying there. This my first file is the
Mm.
object.
But that is the
So,
class name, right?
yeah, but by making the new keyword, if you see I'm using the new, this will make the object. Nobody,
Mm.
I think so, 8 out of 10 people don't know this. And you will
Mm.
find it when you search for it because I have told you. Now, when you search it for the object, you will definitely find, yes, I'm saying it in the right way. That MF is the reference to the object. And this is a very big interview question. They say declare an object of the class. You will declare it like this. And they say now what is object in this class? Every 99% student says MF. But MF is not an object. My first file is an object. How you can you make an object?
Mm.
If in the interview they say declare an object, you will say okay, this is declaration of object. They will they definitely know you on this step that you have the clarity of the object. If they
Okay.
say if this is an object, you will say yes, this is an object. Okay, so they will say how do it in the full line. So then you will say my first file mf equal to new first my first style. So now ask you then what is mf? You have to say mf is a reference to the object. I'm again repeating, this is a reference to the object, and this is an object. When I create the object, I don't know whether that memory space is located in my memory. That mf is pointing towards that memory location.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a very good concept to clear your, you can say, basic about object and object reference. This mf is object reference, and my first file is object, and it will they will ask you how can you create the object. So you have to say by writing new my first file will create the object, but we don't know where that object is located in the memory. So we create the reference of that object, that is my class class name, and the reference can be any, it is mf1, mf2, mf3, it can be anything. It is just the thing that it is a reference to the object. It is pointing towards that object where your object is lying in your memory location.
Okay. Mm.
Okay, so this is the main concept, but nobody knows about this concept because you said to me that you have learned Java, but you don't
Mm.
know this. That's why I have started with this, because I will ask you many questions regarding this. Because right now I'm thinking that you are not a fresher, but you are 3 to 4 weeks above fresher. Okay, so yeah, I know that some things are there mixed up in your memory. So this is the brush up thing.
Okay. Mm.
Okay, now so the next question. It is regarding the interview. What is IDE?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so just search for the Google IDE. I know that what is Integrated Development Environment. Okay, IDE full form. Yeah, Integrated Development Environment. It's a software application that provides a comprehensive environment for software development. Okay, editor, compiler, debugger, or other tools. Now, if we are going to do coding in our for Selenium, so where do we do the coding? In our case, we will use Eclipse.
Okay.
Okay, Eclipse is a free tool, free you can say free tool. It does not take any money. Just go to Google and say download Eclipse. Okay, this is the first site which is their official website. Just click on this. Okay, now don't go here for download. Go in the download packages. Okay, now according to your system, go with the Eclipse IDE for enterprise Java and web developers. Okay, don't go for any other. Just go for an Eclipse ID for enterprise Java and web developers. And according to your system, like it is Windows, Mac, Linux, or it is 64-bit or it is 32-bit, whether what is the configuration. I think so most of the system are 64-bit. So go for
Mm.
this 86_64. Okay, go for
Okay.
this. Just but before this, one thing more, that you have to install JDK 8. Okay, JDK now I think so the latest JDK version is I think so 11, 12 or 13, but go with the JDK 8. It will be very
Wha-
useful. Pardon?
I mean, why is it so like not taking the latest version and taking this
Because
8?
it is the most stable version. Most stable version.
Okay.
Even the low your old projects uses JDK 8, and most of the projects in Java are old. Okay, if the new one are there, they will definitely support the JDK 8 as well. JDK 8 is the most stable version in Java. Okay,
Okay.
just go with this and you have your downloads here. You can, according to your system, you can go with Windows 86 or Windows 64. I think so it will be Windows 64 for for 64-bit, and for 32-bit it is 86. Okay, now how to know whether this is your installed in your system or not? Just go with the command and type Java. If it does not give you any error, so Java is there in your system. Now if you want to know which version of Java is there, say Java hyphen space hyphen version. Okay, so it will give you a Java version as well.
Okay.
Okay, so now Java is there in your system. Now after that, go for the Eclipse setting. Okay, now when you open the Eclipse, and one thing more, I'm telling you one more thing, because I always forgot to tell this thing. Now, suppose if you enroll our course, now these are the things that we are going to cover. Okay, these are the things, and you can say, watch that. What are the things that we are going to cover? Now, suppose you are enrolled to our course. Okay, now say, uh, yeah, we have more than one website like seleniumtraining.com, Selenium with Python training. Now, suppose you have logged into our course, that's Selenium Java. Okay. Now
Mm.
I'm giving you just example. Now whatever the course you have enrolled will be show you on your login screen. Okay. Now this
Okay.
Selenium Java, Selenium Sharp. Now I'm giving you example of Selenium C Sharp because right now there is classes going for Selenium C Sharp. That's why I'm giving you that example. But you will show definitely find in your Selenium Java training the same thing. Now here, now if you see there is a batch recording button. Okay. So
Mm.
whatever we will do, that recording is there. Whatever we will do.
Okay.
Okay, so you can watch the recording at any time. And one thing more, if you enroll, just remember my point that go for the, you can say, Excel file. Now, why I'm saying that go maintain your Excel file. Like suppose you say this is a day, this is the topic, and say you can say this is the um, points to remember. Now, what happens? Yeah. Now, suppose this is day one. We have discussed about Eclipse. Then we have discussed about object. Okay. Now, what are the points to remember? Say object. We can say difference between object and object reference. Now, this is one topic. Now, suppose day two is there, day three is there, and similarly, you have day 4 is there, day 5 is there, day 6 is there, day 7 is there, day 8 is there, day 9 is there. And similarly, we have some topics. Now, suppose after 1 month or 2 months, you want to go for interview and you are stuck somewhere in the point like suppose we have done arrays on fifth day. Okay, you have points to remember here. Okay, now so you suppose stuck on the fifth day. Now you know, I have done arrays on fifth day. What will you do? You will just log into our site and go for the fifth day recording.
Mm.
Okay. So this way, this Excel will help you. And one thing more, now when you're going for the interviews, now you will just go for the points to remember that difference between what is an object. Object is new keyword. Okay. Then reference is object. Okay. When I say reference is object, this means that. So you just read out these points when you're going for the interview just 1 hour before, so it will be all will be there in your mind. This all things will be there back into your mind that what we have done. Okay, so maintain this Excel sheet. This will help you out definitely.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, now So coming back to our now, if you install Eclipse, suppose you have installed Eclipse, you have installed Eclipse. Okay, now we will start the Eclipse. Now it has, so this is how your Eclipse will look like. Now I have my three projects with this, but on the first time, suppose when you go for the new project, okay, now whenever you go for the new project, always file new, never go for project directly. Go with the other. Here you will find the option as Java. Click
Mhm.
on Java and here go with the Java project. Why I'm doing this now, if you see that when I go for the new, it says project. I can do it, but sometimes what happens, some systems have some configurations that it will not take all the necessary files. So what will we do? Just go with this method file, then new, then other, click on Java, then Java project. Click on next. Okay. So just name your project. Suppose I will say as my new project. Okay. Now, sometimes what happens, this module info.java is by default is checked. First of all, unchecked it. But sometimes what happens, it is there in your project. Suppose next, then finish. Okay.
We need to
Now,
uncheck that option, is it?
yes, we have to uncheck that. Okay, now
Okay.
I will definitely, the first two classes are, you can say, the free demo classes. So I will
Okay.
upload it in the YouTube of our channel. I will definitely send you the link. You can watch that class. Okay. After that, if you enroll, I already told you that it will be there in your,
Okay.
if you see in you, if you can watch anytime. Okay, now after day three, I think so this will be your, this recording will be in our, now I know that you will not able to watch this in your on your system because some securities are there. Okay, so you can watch it anytime after, it's because it's lifelong. Okay,
Okay.
now what happen when I create the my new project, sometimes what happens that if you remember I have told you info.java, you have to uncheck it. Sometimes what happens, it is by default checked and we just forgot to unclick it. So what happens, it is will be made under the source folder. Now what you have to do, delete that model info.java
Mm.
and restart your Eclipse IDE again, and you will see over here that it is saying Eclipse IDE. Okay, now in this, we will create a new class in our new project. You have to click on source. If you see src source, then say new, and it says class. Okay, and I will say my first file. Okay, and when we go for the class, right now we are on the starting of our Java. So always check this public static void main method. Okay, just click on finish now. There you are. Now, if you see that these words are little bit on the bigger side, like or in or they are bold. Right now it's a good thing because we are I'm recording this, so it's a good thing to have this. Now sometimes what happens, these things are not in the good shape, or you can say good size, or you can say in the bold. So how can you change it? Just go to your window, go to your preferences. Okay, say in general, click on appearance. Just say general, say general, then click on appearance. Okay, then colors and font. Here, here color and font. In this, go to your basic, as this is this one. Go to your basic, and under basic you have something like text font. Okay, after setting, click on text font, click on edit. So here I have done with the bold already, and I have increased the size as well. So here you can change the size or your font style or your font. You can change it anything. Just go for OK and apply and close. So it will be done. Okay. Now my next question is for you. What is the scope of this class? What do you mean by, or you can say, what do you mean by scope of the class?
Availability of the class, right?
At which thing?
Accessibility.
Suppose I am a layman.
Accessibility.
Suppose I am a layman and you want to give me knowledge about the scope of the class. So I don't know about the scope of the class. What is scope of the class? What is class? So how can you tell me?
Mm. By scope, I think it how far it is accessible, like where all we can use. Public means I think it is accessible in another other
Now,
class of.
if I say scope, so somebody says, my somebody says like this, yeah, my scope is like there, I can do this thing, but I cannot go beyond this thing.
Hmm.
This is my scope. Like India says, my scope is LOC. I can't beyond go beyond LOC. So scope is the limitations. Okay, if I
Yes.
say, suppose,
So that's what I said accessibility.
yeah, you can say accessibility, but say the scope of this class is inside these brackets. Inside these brackets, whatever the thing is come under these brackets is inside the scope of this class. It is manageable by this class. Whatever I function here, I will write whatever the variables I will write. It is the scope of this class. All under come under this class. Now, the scope of this function, if I say the main function, is inside this brackets only. Suppose if I'm declaring something here, say uh, static int y equal to 100. Okay. Now, what can I do? I can say uh, int sum equal to 100 plus y. Okay. Now, if you see what is y, if I just say control, it will take to me this. So the scope of this y is inside this brackets, and this function is inside this bracket. That's why it is able to call in this function. Now suppose if I say, I will say one more function, say public static void sum. uh, okay. And now again I say int sum1 equal to 200 plus y. So again I can access y because the scope of this y and is inside this bracket, and this function is inside this bracket. So this y can be accessed by this. Now what happens? I gonna delete this one, and okay, now can I access y? As all as now y is also inside this curly
Plus.
brackets. But if you see, it will give me error. Cannot be resolved to a variable because y is unknown to his. Because the scope of y is inside this
Okay.
brackets only. It cannot
Hmm.
be accessed by another function. If you see, this is function 2, this is function 1.
Hmm.
The one thing that the scope of this class, the y is inside this class. If you see, y is inside this class because it is inside the function and this function is inside this class. But it cannot be accessed by another function because the scope of y is inside this function only. Okay,
Okay.
so you have to see now what is y. Y here is local variable. But when I place y here, suppose I say static void, sorry, static int, or you can name it as k equal to 200. Now, what is this variable called? This is known as global variable. Why global variable? Because this variable can be accessed by this function as well as this function. It will not give me any error right now because k is a global variable. It's the scope of this k is inside this class because it is directly under the class. It is not under the function, any another function. It is directly under the class. Okay? So you understand what is global, what is local variable?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay? So what is this static? What is this non-static? Why I'm clearing this static or non-static? You will come to know in the coming classes. Okay, so don't worry about this, that what is this static, what is this non-static, what is why I'm declaring this as a static. Okay, you will get to know in the coming classes that what is this, all the things are.
Okay.
Okay, now I will just delete it. Only it's a thing for you can say knowledge. Okay, so yeah. Now the basic thing, if you see that my file name and my class name are same. It a class name cannot be different with the file name. Now, if I say one, it will give me an error. Okay, so
Mm.
class name and file name has to be same. This is another interview question because this is being asked by my interviewer in my interview that whether file name or file your class name can be same or not. If it is different, will it give me any error? So the answer, if it is difficult, if it is different, then it will definitely give you an error. Okay, so class name and file name should be same. Okay, the thing which I'm going to tell you right now, it's a general things, but it's a very important thing when you are going to start with Java basics. Okay, now I say SYSO and I will press control left control plus spacebar and it will give me system.out.println. I will say study Selenium with Java. Okay. And one thing more, it says if I say SYSO and again press Control okay, and say study Selenium with Java and say suppose uh, study testing. Now, if I say print ln, there is one more thing that is known as print. Okay. And again, I will just say system.out.println and say static testing and say can say Java Selenium or you can write anything. Now, can you tell me the difference between print and println?
Println will give you output in next line.
Okay, and what is the print giving?
I think it'll print in the same line.
Okay, so let's run this and see what it will give us. Now you see study Selenium with Java. It's in the one line. But
Okay, so println is printing, and the next statement will be printed in the next line.
if you see, study testing will take only the space. It will take only the space
Mm.
which you can say. So I run it again. It will take only the space it wants to print. It will
Mm.
not take the whole line. But if you see study Selenium with Java, it has taken the whole line. Right
Okay, okay.
space is blank. But here, study testing, it has not take any space. It just, you can say, printed, and it provides its space to the next line, Java Selenium. Okay. So uh, if you see print and print ln means line. It
Mm.
clearly says ln means line. Print line means when I say print line, it will take the whole line, whether the you can say statement is there or not. If you see that statement ends here only, but still it contains the whole line. Okay, but print will not take the whole line, as the Java Selenium will start with the next character. Even it is not taking the, you can say, your space as well. It is not taking a single space. Okay,
Mm.
so
Okay.
this is very important. This is a very basic question when somebody goes to interview, that what is difference between system.out.println and print simple print. So println will print the line. It will take the whole line, whether the characters are there or not. So it will not take space before printing. It will always take space after printing. Got my point?
Hmm.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
what happens now? Sometimes what is there now? If I say, suppose this is a project, and mm, first Java project. Okay. 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 Mm, where my first. Okay. Now, suppose this is a project, and these are the files. My first file, my fourth file, my second file, my third file. Now, what happens? Sometimes what happens that there are more number of files, and here we are also opening the, you can say, fourth file, first file, second file, or third file. Okay, now sometimes what happens, we don't know that at which page we are. If we are on the first page, second page, third page, because this is not changing here. Now for that you have to click on this. It says link with editor. Okay, so whatever you choose here, suppose you choose here my second file dot java. Now you see it will automatically click here. Okay, now if you click on my fourth file, or go to my first file, it will definitely or automatically go to your my first file. So this is the small thing, but yeah, it is a very big thing when you are going doing with the bigger projects, like you have 15 pages or you have 150 pages. So this will help you. Just click on liquid editor and it will automatically take to you that particular page where you are working on. Okay.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay. Now, till now, I know this is a very much boring thing, but right now, if you have any question, you can ask me.
Mm. As of now, nothing actually. Maybe as we go on, I might
Yeah.
get the questions. These are, yeah, these are
Okay.
okay.
Okay. So now, if you know, there are data types in Selenium. Okay. So data types, can you tell me any data type?
Integer, float,
Hmm.
long, double,
Integer, double,
double. float, long,
float, float,
character, string,
long, char, string,
string, boolean,
yeah, boolean. Now, if I want to declare int, how can I do that? Suppose there's
int,
a, yeah, int I equal to say 200.
hmm.
So, what this line means?
It is creating an integer type variable and assigning a value to the variable 200.
Okay, the same thing what we have done for the object is the same thing here. Okay,
Okay.
memory space is allocated to 200. The same thing. Memory space is allocated to 200.
Okay.
I say suppose this is the total memory. Now some of the memory has been look allocated to 200 uh, here, and where that memory location is I don't know. So I say 200 and can say this is the memory space allocated where 200 is stored, and name of that memory space is I.
I. Okay.
Okay, the same thing we have with the object is the same thing we are going doing with the int I equal 200. Okay, now 200 is the thing that it is the memory space has been allocated to 200, or you can say where 200 is stored, and the name of that memory location is I. Okay,
Okay.
it's the same thing. It's a concept of you can say your you can say object oops concept. This is a very important oops concept. Okay, so how to create an object, how to create an variable, when what is the what you mean by int I equal to 200 or int I equal to 400, something like that. So you have to say that there is a memory space allocated to this 200, and that I is representing that particular memory space. Okay,
Okay.
so whatever we have done till now, you have remembered all the things.
Yeah.
Okay. I know this is a first class. I know this is will be difficult for you for the first day, but we will discuss some of the basics. Okay. Now, next thing is you can say concatenation operator. So, what is concatenation operator? If you can explain me.
It joins to whatever values is it?
So, we suppose we use plus as a concatenation operator
Hmm.
to join two things, to add two things, but it can be anything. Okay. Now,
Hmm.
suppose if I say int a equal to 100, int b equal to 200, and say string x equal to selenium, and say string y equal to training. Now if we say I say SYSO A plus B, okay, and the same thing, say X plus Y. Okay. Now, what these two lines will give me?
First will be 300, the next one will be Selenium Training.
Okay,
Strings will
that
be added. Uh, I
string
mean,
will be
strings.
added as a
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Now, if I say uh, the same thing, uh, say A plus B plus. Okay. Now, what will be the output of the third line?
Maybe 300 Selenium Training.
Okay, you are saying 300 selenium training.
Hmm.
Okay, and if you see now, what will be the outcome of this fourth line?
Um, the reverse, I think. Selenium Training,
It says
300.
training. Mhm. What after this?
And 300.
Okay,
Int
okay,
values will be always added, right?
okay. Let us see. So if I run this the first two years you say it says 300 selenium training.
Hmm.
Okay. It
Hmm.
says selenium training, but
Oh,
it says 300 Selenium training and it says
okay.
Selenium training 100 200. Now,
Oh,
what happens when we do this? Now, in the can say uh, in this example, the code will always execute from left to right. It will never goes from right to left. It will always start from left then right. Now, when it says A plus B, what is A plus B? That is 100 plus 200. Data types of both are integer, so they will add together. Okay, now what they have made 100 plus 200 is 300. Okay, now when they want to add with x, what is x? X is selenium. Here, now this is integer, this is string. So whenever a integer wants to add with string, it will automatically act as a string. Okay, so that's why 300 selenium is going to be result of addition of a plus b, which is 300, and x, which is selenium. Okay, now 300 selenium result of this. Now this is string and y is again a string. So string with add a string. So 300 selenium, then training. Okay, but in the lower case, selenium training. Now x plus y both are string. So they just add it together as such as in this x plus y. Selenium training is there. Now, when they want to add with a, now the result of x plus y, which is selenium training, it is already a string because the result of strings are again going to be string. Okay,
mm,
but when they want to add with a, now a is what 100. Now the result of this is selenium training is string and this is a which is integer data type. So this will automatically act as a string. Okay, that means Selenium training 100 for A. Okay, now this becomes 1 here. This becomes 1. When they want to add with B, now B is again a integer. But the result of this, which is this, is an integer. So when Selenium training 100, it acts as a string. They want to add with B, which is 200. They will simply attach to this because this part is act like a string and this is act like a string. That's why they just connect to each other with this simplicity.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So this is a very bit confusing part, I know, but you will do it clearly when we do some examples. Okay. Now, one thing more. If I say plus, now can you tell me the result or output of this one?
Mm, I think it'll give the same one, like the third one.
Mm,
300 Selenium training.
okay, 300 Selenium training. So if I run this, okay, this is the true answer. Now suppose now what will this give us? Sorry. X plus y, A plus B. Yeah. Now what will it will give us?
Selenium training 300.
Okay, let's run this. Okay, Selenium training 300. But if you see when we do this, it says Selenium training 100 to 100. By why it is giving 300 now?
Enclosed in curly braces. I mean, enclosed in
Yes,
braces.
basis. That's why because when we do the coding, or you can say the code runs from left to right, it will always look for the bracket things first.
Hmm.
It will always solve the bracket things first.
Okay. Mm.
Okay. After that, it will act with each other.
Okay.
Okay. So these are some of the concepts that you should remember. Now, if you want to move forward, then I can do it. Okay. Otherwise, I will close it for today and we will continue with tomorrow. Whatever the thing you like, I'm open for that.
Okay. Mm.
Because I think so, you have studied Java about long time ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So these are the things that going to be brush up your knowledge.
Okay.
Okay. Just remember the thing whenever integer wants to add with string, then they both act as a string only. String
Mm.
cannot act as integer.
Mm. Okay.
Okay, so when integer with integer, it adds up directly. But when say integer plus string, so then they both act as a string.
Wait. Mm.
Okay, you cannot add string to string in a suppose if there is string A is 100, string B is 100, and if I want to add the resulting string, want a resulting string, then 100 and 200 will be together. But
Mm.
100 200 will not be 300 in string. That's why
Yes.
it is always, yeah, you have a question.
No, no, yeah.
Okay, if you have any question, you can ask me.
No, no, I was telling yes, nothing.
Okay, okay. So I think so. I am little bit clear what I'm going to do because I am starting from the basics. Again, I'm
Oh,
repeating, I'm starting from the basics because I don't know what level you are. First, in you can 3 or 4 days, I will know your level. Then after that, I will pick you up according to that. Okay.
oh.
So
Mm.
you need to brush up things with Java as you have been there long time ago. So okay, I will tell you more basic things in the class. So if you want to do it now, I can do it now. If you want to do it the next class, then I will definitely go in the next class.
Okay, can we have it in the
Mm.
next class, please?
Yeah, yeah, it is okay with me. So I will just upload this recording on YouTube and I will pass you the link. Just I will. Are you coming tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow, fine.
Okay, tomorrow at the same time.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, or you can come early at which time? Or you cannot come at early.
I'm not sure actually. This time would be
Okay,
fine actually.
okay. Just then I will definitely pass you the meeting link. Okay,
Okay.
at 2 or 2:15 p.m. Then we will, and I will ask you the questions.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
Now you know something about for loop or while loop.
For loop, well, yeah, I've
Okay.
used them. Mm,
Okay. So just try to print first 10 digits
mm,
in the for loop. If you
okay.
done with that, don't go for the Google. Try it by yourself. Suppose
Yeah.
if there is some part which is being pressed in your brain, then that part will be, you can say, that part will be fresh, and your pressed part will be in the normal state. So try to do it with your own. You know the, I think so, syntax that for is a
Yes.
simple syntax and I equal to 0. I is less than or something, can say less
Mhm.
than 50 and say I plus plus. Okay, now you have your print statement with you. Now you have to print. So no, you can print 10 first 10 numbers. I know. Okay, but I want you to get the result of first sum of first 50 numbers. I'm
Okay.
just right now. You have to sum of first 50 numbers, and if you do that, then you have to calculate sum of odd numbers till 100. Okay, these
Mhm.
two things have to be done by you in the for loop.
In the, sorry,
For loop, you have to use
for,
for loop.
okay.
Okay,
I'll
if you
try it.
done, yeah, don't go for the, again I'm repeating, don't go for the Google, try it by yourself.
Okay, sure.
Okay, because if you tried it, then I know you will definitely make a mistake, and that mistake, if you know to how to eradicate your mistake, then it will be good for you.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I don't remember your name. I just forgot your name. What's your name? Anjana. So
Anjali.
Anjana, we will definitely meet tomorrow, and I think so that I am very clear in the things for in study. So I hope that I will see you again in the next class. Okay.
Okay.
You can give me your feedback, whatever the things you want to change in me, or whatever things you have liked about me in my teaching.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Okay. So, can you tell me the way of teaching is good or not? Just
Yeah,
answer anything. That don't worry about that. What I will gonna think. No, I'm not going to think anything.
A bit slow. That's it. Otherwise, it's fine. Things you're telling
Because
is valuable for me, but I
yeah,
find it a bit slow.
yeah, slow. That's because I don't know at which level you are. I don't know at right now. That's why
Okay.
I'm doing it very
Mm,
slow. Because I
okay.
can tell you on the for loop on the first without this thing. Now, if you see that you have done mistake about this, so
Hmm.
these are small things, but yeah, very big things. And one more thing that you have studied about the object and object reference. That is the biggest
Yes.
thing nobody knows. I always, even you can ask your seniors that what is an object and what is object reference. 8 out of 10 times they will definitely tell you the wrong way.
Mm, okay.
Okay, so Anjana, then we will meet at I think so 2 p.m. or 2:15 p.m. and Ashish will call you and take the feedback from you. Okay,
Okay.
okay, Anjana, thank you. Bye, and I will definitely
Thank-
pass the recording link to you.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, Anjana.
Yeah. Thank you, Vijay.